Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of March 5th through 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video. This will be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive, to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with the cards and with the images and energies. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, Princess of Discs. You're definitely in a manifesting mood this week. I really do feel, and we've got some more earth energy right off the bat there. So I feel like this is the week for you to start taking some of these, and more earth energy. Start taking some of these challenges that you've been facing and turning them into opportunities, right? Really trying to make the most of the situation that you're in. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and let's just put that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. Okay, so you have to stick around until the end. And hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Okay. So, a lot of these Earth Court cards today. Princess of Discs. You're somebody who really does have a lot of plans, ideas, a lot of skill finding the kind of best outcome for things. You find a way really to turn challenges into opportunities, right? Turn obstacles into opportunities for manifestation. Okay, the Princess of Discs here is pregnant with possibilities. Okay, so I feel like you really do have a lot of kind of plans in the works. I think you've been really building on something for a while now. Okay. I think you're the type of person that is probably responsible for others, either for your pets, your plants, your people. I think you're the provider, both in terms of physical necessities, physical comforts, as well as like emotional and nurturing kind of vibes for others. Okay. So I feel like you're kind of the caregiver for a family, or maybe there's a young child, maybe there are, elderly family members, something like that. I feel like you're kind of the one in charge, the primary caregiver. And so I feel like you're always kind of looking for ways to improve, to find a way to have a little bit extra while saving an extra dollar. You know what I mean? You're finding ways to make the most out of what you have and really create the most luxurious meal that you can out of just whatever's kind of lying around in the fridge. You really make the most out of what you have. I think that's a typical attitude of yours, is that whatever you may find lying around, well, you're going to be able to put it together and create something wonderful and beautiful with it. Okay, so there could be periods of time in your life where you don't seem to really have much, but you're able to really create something wonderful with that. Okay, we could be talking in terms of finances or resources in general. Okay, it could be really talking about time as well. It could be that we don't have a lot of time in our schedule, so those little moments that you do have of free time or of extra time, if such a thing exists, you're able to really make the most of it and utilize it. So when you have these brief moments in your day, you may use them to meditate or to read or to do some self-care. You probably don't know when those moments are coming, so when they do arrive, you have to take advantage. Okay, because I think you do have a lot of responsibilities in your life. Okay. And I think what's going on from the recent past, there was some financial difficulty or some kind of difficulty with resources. It could be a shift in your home environment. But I think that it is kind of the most recent challenge, but I feel like you really did turn it into an opportunity. Okay, I know I've said that like 3 times already. And I say that because we've got this Queen of Pentacles here sitting across the top of everything. So it's like you really did take this, what could have been a disaster, what could have been at least a terrible inconvenience. You managed to use that as an opportunity to create something. Okay? So instead of this being a loss or a worry or a disaster, you created something. You used it to better your day or increase your resources in some way. Okay? I think that this is also in the distant past, because we do see some interesting water cards and interesting major arcana up here, which we will get to. I think in the more distant past, you were involved in some kind of an accident or an injury that I feel like everyone around you thought it was very, very dire, very serious. Okay, but you sort of came out of it in a, I almost want to say miraculous way, right? I don't use that word very often. But I feel like in your childhood or young adulthood, there was something serious that happened to you. And people were kind of amazed that you came out of it relatively unscathed, you know, or that you made such a full recovery that was, you know, I think maybe even the doctors would have used the word. It's kind of a miraculous recovery, okay? So I see that it's kind of a tendency for you. It's kind of part of your nature, part of your history, to take what may seem like a disaster, or again, a terrible inconvenience, and create something magical from it. Okay? So something recently is an example of this, and then there's an example in your distant past somewhere. Okay? Of this kind of miraculous recovery. I don't like using that term, but I feel in this case that's kind of what's going on. And then above everything, we do see this priestess energy. So this is kind of the miraculous nature of this recovery, right? I think you've always had these intuitive insights into things. I think that you've always almost had like a two-way radio with divinity, you know? Because I feel like you are able really to make contact and really communicate with that energy, that universal mind, whatever you want to call it, God, goddess, deity, divinity. But I feel it's different than most people, because I think you actually get inspiration and get ideas and get communications back in through the channel, right? It's not just a one-way street. So I think you've almost felt throughout your life as if there was a divine hand kind of watching over you or guiding you or instructing you in some ways, okay? And I think if you were to look back at this childhood or young adulthood incident of this, you know, what we're saying is this miraculous recovery, whatever it is, I think you'll find that this divine hand was also involved there as well. And maybe you didn't really think of it as that at the time. But I think now, especially since you've had more experiences of this kind of supernatural, super rational, heavenly kind of experience, you've had more of these. So I think you're now able to look back at this past and think, yeah, there was something rather special about that time, about what happened, about how it happened. Okay. So I think this is a big factor in the way that you are able to, make lemonade out of lemons, basically, right? You make these tremendous opportunities out of any kind of inconvenience or what other people may look at as a complete mess. You're able to create something beautiful. You may even be a bit of an artist or a sculptor, or I don't know what it's called when people find, like found object art, where they find things and they put them together into really cool sculptures and stuff. I feel like you're maybe somebody that does something like that. Some kind of putting what seems like random things together into artwork. I kind of feel like you're that kind of person. Especially with this Queen of Pentacles here in the middle of things. I think this week you're going to find yet another example of this where there is some kind of this minor inconvenience or this mishap or this what seems like a loss or seems like a struggle or a challenge. It's going to be an opportunity for you to manifest, for you to create something abundant from it, okay? And that's, really these two cards together show just infinite possibilities for manifestation, all right? And I think that is, let's put these back the right way. I think that is a fair assessment of the week and maybe how the past week has gone for you, where it's just, there's nothing here that's really life-changing or, so energetic that it just kind of stands out and like blows up the whole reading. There's not really any other major arcana except for what we see on the Path of the Dove here. So I don't think it's like major life changes. I think it's yet another example of you really manifesting these things. And I think you have, as you get older, I think you have more and more of these moments where it just feels like there's some kind of a divine hand, this kind of guidance, this spiritual realization that allows you, almost that flows through you to manifest what you're working on, what your plans are, what your goals are. Even in these moments where your plans may be really just to prevent this from being a disaster or being a loss or being an inconvenience in your life, you're able to just turn, and it could be in just really small ways. It could be a falling object that you catch before it hits the ground, or it could be your reactions in the car to avoid an accident, or deciding to go a different route on your walk or on your drive, and then you end up avoiding something that could have been disastrous, right? So it's just these little things, I think, that happen in your life that just seem like almost a premonition kind of thing, or you don't know why you did it, but you turned down this other street instead. Maybe you found something wonderful down that street. You avoided something that might have been terrible if you would have gone the normal way, Strange little things like that. Beneath the surface, we do see the Hanged Man. So I feel like you, like I said at the beginning, you're someone that gives a lot to other people. I think you are the primary caregiver. I think sometimes you put yourself kind of in the back seat. You put the needs of others before yourself. So sometimes you sacrifice what you think is going to be better for everyone else. You sacrifice your needs for what's going to be better for them. Okay. And I think part of the earth energy that we see with the princess and the queen here is about you taking some of this time to focus on those opportunities you have for self-care. Okay. Because I think that with this, with the Hanged Man here, there is a lot that you are dealing with emotionally. There's a lot that you're trying to let go of and process from your history, from your past, from your emotional situation. It could be something related to a relationship. We do see some water energy on the Path of the Serpent, so we're going to get over to this section. But first, the immediate future. We have a Princess of Swords here. I feel like with this, with the taking of these opportunities for yourself, right, to kind of work on this Hanged Man issue, I think that you're going to be reaching out to someone. Okay, I think that there is someone that you've been kind of refusing to talk to for a while now. But I think in terms of this self-care, this finding the opportunities to work on yourself and, to meditate, do the self-care, take a bath, do your rituals, whatever you do for this kind of self-care when you find those little moments in your day. I think you're going to, in the course of processing this water energy, you're going to be reaching out to this person. I don't know what happened with them. I don't know if you made a mistake in that relationship. I kind of feel like you were pissed off about something. Okay, and you hadn't spoken to them maybe in a while now. But I think that I feel that you're kind of mad about it. I feel that you were reluctant to give up the relationship, but you felt it was for the best. I think maybe they had done something to betray your trust or offend you in some way, because moving over to the path of the serpent, we see this Ace of Wands here. Now, the fire energy is a little bit out of place in all of these cards, right? So I think you're holding on to some anger. I think that may be what we're trying to deal with the Hanged Man. This is, putting everybody else before you, because if you were to go down into your depths, you're going to have to find the source of your kind of, your discomfort, And I think you're holding on to some anger towards this person, whoever's represented by this Princess of Swords. It doesn't have to be an air sign person. I think that's indicating that it's someone that you're going to be reaching out to, because you've got to clear this thing up. You've got to process whatever feelings are going on here and have that kind of final discussion, have that closure. Because I feel kind of deep down within you, you still are holding on to a lot of anger over this situation. So I don't know if there was a betrayal of trust, if there was maybe something going on in the home, if you were living with this person, because the next card we see is some more of this Earth energy, another court card, Prince of Pentacles. This could actually be like a younger sibling. I don't see an indication that it's a romantic partner, but I'm thinking now it could be a family member perhaps that has recently left the home, or you're having trouble with them in the home. This could be, it could be a child, who is, let's say, reluctant to enter the workforce, isn't really pulling their own weight. Because I feel someone younger, I feel a younger male energy, and I feel like they're still in the home with you. But I feel like you're not really talking. You're holding on to some kind of anger. Okay, could be a romantic thing, but I feel like it's a family issue. Okay. And I think this is the person that you are really, I think deep down you have to kind of reach out and start the discussion, open up a dialogue, because they do have this younger energy. I don't feel like they're going to do it. I feel like they're probably pretty stubborn. I think you're pretty stubborn as well with all the Earth energy that we see here. I think you're focused on your responsibilities, and you are, you're trying to acknowledge how you feel and that there's an issue going on, but it's almost like you just don't have time to deal with it, But I think you're finding these little moments throughout your day where you are focusing on yourself a little bit, and you're kind of, you're realizing that we have to deal with this emotion, this Hanged Man, this Ace of Wands. So reach out to the Prince of Discs and have that discussion. I think what could be going on related to this Three of Cups, the Three of Cups could be really this Prince of Discs going down a road of indulgence, going down a road maybe leading towards overindulgence, substance abuse, or just honestly just too much partying, not enough work, right? It feels to me like this person is kind of reluctant to pull their own weight, and they're just indulging in too much luxury. It's almost like they're taking advantage of everything that you're providing, and they're just kind of taking you for granted. They're just indulging. They're just like eating all the food and drinking all the beer, and they're not really contributing. Okay, I think that's part of the disconnect between the two of you. Okay, it could be that they are just going down that road of too much idleness, too much indulgence. The final card on the path of the serpent is the Five of Cups. It's not going to be a pleasant discussion. It's not going to be something that is going to be all happiness and hugs, but it's a necessary discussion. I think there needs to be some movement of this emotion, because we see this kind of stagnant water here with the Hanged Man, and we see the anger that's kind of still deep there within you. These two together are going to create some movement in the waters, right? And that's what we have here with the 5, is movement. We have movement of the emotions. So the only way to get the emotions unstuck, to get them flowing, to get them out and processed and done, and is to open up that dialogue and get those things flowing. It's okay if you get upset, if you guys get angry, if you have an emotional conversation, right? An argument even. I think that's what's needed in order to process this energy. And there's just some kind of a stalemate or a blockage between the two of you. And I think we know kind of what it's about. And I think there's really only one way to do it, and that's just to directly, have that direct conversation, open up that dialogue. I want to look at the mystery card now, because I feel like all of this is kind of coming to a point, coming to a head, okay? And I feel like there needs to be this direct discussion, this direct movement of energy, okay? I'm almost thinking like a tower energy or something, right? Shows a breakthrough. It shows that it's just kind of, just like a Band-Aid, we got to go one motion, direct, have that conversation, have that dialogue. Don't tiptoe around the subject, So I'm betting that this is going to be some tower energy, which could indicate that, yeah, it's going to be a little rough, it's going to be a little heated, but it's going to allow that release, okay? So things can get back on track. This relationship can improve. This flow, this harmony, all of this manifesting, all of this creating of abundance can improve. Okay, so I'm thinking tower energy. So it's going to be a pretty rough ride, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, I think that maybe you've been kind of tiptoeing around this issue for a while, not really getting you anywhere. So there needs to be a direct conversation, as mature and as respectful. But it's okay to show your emotion. It's okay to show that you're upset. We don't have to be stoic all the time. And I think perhaps this family member, that's what they need, is to see you not be so stoic. With this earth energy, we see a lot of this kind of stoic. And even with the Hanged Man, stoic. Not showing their emotions, just kind of silently suffering there. So it's okay to show that you have feelings about this issue. And I think that is going to really mean something to this Prince of Pentacles, whoever this person is, this family member, I believe. I think they're going to be really moved by your show of emotion. Okay? So it's going to be a rough ride, but I think it's going to be worth it, and it is necessary. We're going to take a look in the extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's right here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings. Okay? Again, if there's anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video. I'm still offering private readings, but I think those are going to be closing. I think we're going to have to switch over to just doing like one kind of window every few months, or maybe once a year we'll open up a window for private readings, because I'm just getting so many requests that it's really impossible for me to keep up with them all, and I do apologize. I'm trying to get to everyone. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll let you all know what we decide to do with the private readings, okay? But definitely check out the extended, and let me know what you think. Let me know if this is resonating with you. This was your weekly tarot reading, March 5th through 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.